At the world-renowned Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, there is a genius janitor who has been puzzling many professors in the mathematics department for 2 years with a difficult problem. During a few minutes of downtime while mopping the floor, he effortlessly solved the problem. However, what's even more incredible is that he had barely attended any formal schooling. He's just heard fragments of lectures while doing his cleaning duties. His name is Matt, a commoner who cries out for help. He comes to MIT every morning to clean. One day, he happened to glance at a math problem written on a hallway blackboard. Matt found it intriguing and put down his cleaning tools to solve it with a piece of chalk. The next day, when the professors heard the news, they were astonished to see a perfect solution on the blackboard. This wasn't an ordinary math problem, it was the threshold to becoming a math prodigy. Everyone who had solved it before became a prominent figure in the mathematical world. Even the professor himself took 2 months to crack it. Yet, now, this enigmatic person had solved it overnight and remained elusive, refusing to reveal himself. The professor challenged the mysterious genius again, presenting an even more challenging problem. Meanwhile, Matt, oblivious to the fuss, had just been released from police custody after a fight and assaulting an officer. He is a mix of both genius and troublemaker. Back at school, he saw the problem on the blackboard again, and his hands started itching to solve it. He wondered if the professor had caught him this time. The angry professor immediately confronted Matt, asking why a janitor was causing trouble there. Matt was unwilling to argue and politely greeted the professor before leaving. As the professor was about to chase after him, an assistant called him back. Looking at the scribbled writing on the blackboard, the professor was left dumbfounded. The math problem that had troubled the mathematics department for 2 whole years had been solved by the school's janitor. And more astonishingly, Matt not only excelled in mathematics but also possessed a photographic memory. He could read a book once and have it imprinted in his mind. In a bar, when his friend was being humiliated by a Harvard student, Matt intervened. He delivered an onslaught of advanced economic knowledge, leaving the opponent speechless and teaching those elite students a lesson. Before leaving, he even left his phone number for the impressed girl, but before he could meet her, he faced legal charges for his previous violent actions. In court, Matt represented himself, and eloquently quoted various classic cases and legal statutes, leaving the opposing lawyer at a loss for words. However, with the evidence of his crimes clear, Matt was sentenced to jail as a repeat offender. With a Porsche worth $50,000, he couldn't afford the penalty and wore a prison uniform. At the same time, the professor finally discovered Matt's true identity and visited him. He proposed to help him get out of jail but on 2 conditions. First, he must help the professor conquer more mathematical challenges, and second, he has to see a psychologist every week. Matt agreed without hesitation. I'm sorry, but I don't understand what you mean by Spanish. How do you feel about this?